Shanteo.
Oh my gosh, this gets worse and worse as time goes on. Also talking about playing Ducks, we talked about them being Chantal Machtvau. They dropped Vanez, and Prothana's replacing him. Prothana's a great player though as well. Both those guys are good top laners, but one small roster change for those guys, so if you're following from the old team.
They both have pretty similar champion pools too in terms of play style. It's just that Prothana plays a little more Lulu and Kayle a little more lane bully-ish, whereas Vanez was more, I'm going to play Aurelia Shyvana just back-to-back, and maybe occasionally bust out the Lee Sin, which was his most played.
Well, sure, and that's always going to be fun. Lee Sin, though, banned. Lulu and Kayle were moved away, so Prothana's not going to get to play any mage tops. He pulls out like the Karma or Lysandra for going back to last season. Unlikely the case, though. First pick now to be considered here for playing Ducks.
I just had a little thing. I'm like, oh, that's a really cute ThunderBot at the top.
It is good. I like the icon
that yet.
there. Playing Ducks at the default, we made you an icon.
Playing Ducks.
First pick Jax coming through, though, for Prothana. That's going to be fun. You've already got to start paying attention to that. Does Spontexx go Renekton to beat him up in lane? Does he try to counteract it with something else? I want to see how they play against this.
Yeah, Prothana loves the split push champions. He's all about the Kayle, the Lulu, the Aurelia, the Jax.
Heck, the Aatrox for what it's worth.
Yeah, the Aatrox, not really. He plays a lot of Shyvana as well, which is just wave clear and all of that. But really goes for the split push in terms of his style.
We're going to see now what the next pickups are. So far, very funny. They're looking at the double Freljord combo. Unlikely to be the grab here. I think if you do pick Sejuani, you can pick it late. It's not exactly a contested pick right now.
Yeah.
And it is going to be Ziggs plus Braum in here, so pick the letter and they go for this.
Yeah, if Sejuani got locked in, it would have been like, Riv is right. Riv is a god.
Yeah.
he's like, I'm keeping my eye on Sejuani. See if that one comes up.
Well, looks like playing Ducks also keeping their eye on Sejuani.
Maybe it's a contested pick.
Hey, maybe, you know, if playing Ducks actually wins Challenger, we're going to have to make a Duck Sejuani skin.
If they win Challenger, they have to win Worlds.
If they win Worlds, they can't actually until next season.
Next year.
But Sejuani will be riding a Duck. You heard it here first. I'm also lying. 27 seconds now for the next few choices. Playing Duck's going to make the choices.
They don't also have to
really anything
Duck.
Works with Jax. So, like, there's no like easy tell to be like, oh, they're definitely going to go for a Caitlyn here because like there's nothing really special about it. You can play a 4-man defense squad and just let Jax split push, but until you know if Jax will have a winning matchup, you can't even kind of cash in on that sort of situation.
Yeah, and they first pick it, put a lot of priority on it, so they're going to go with... Okay.
Ooh. All right.
So you're going to pick the Yasuo into the Ziggs here, stop all of his moves with Wind Wall, stop a little bit of the harass, see if he maxes E first, which I assume would be it, because you want to dodge all his abilities.
Yeah.
Zip around, wave clear, do some magic damage to everybody.
So you know you play it.
And now, the Vi is safe, because they know there's no Morgana on the field.
True.
They banned it out themselves, which set themselves up for that. And no way it could possibly have been picked then, and the fact they're showing their support. So Satan goes with that, and he knows what he's playing it into. I like it, especially since it sets up Yasuo.
Yes, exactly.
Go ahead and use Vault Breaker or Assault and Battery to set up the last breath. Get a lot of lockup there.
Yeah, it's a good combo. I really like it. And of course, Thresh is available for picking as well, which I would not be at all surprised to see for Sazed.
I would actually think if Sazed was going to go for something to synergize, it might be a Zyra.
Okay, yeah, for a more team-wide knock.
Also does really well against Braum.
True, that is actually a good point to think about. So that might be the situation here. ThunderBot Sparta, the last few seconds, it's going to be the Jarvan jungle plus Lucian here for the AD carry. So Nono going to play, I guess it's kind of like the new Ezreal for this season. It's the kitey, like good amounts of poke, long-range ulti stuff. So Nono's very good on those sort of hyper-mobile AD carries you can set in the back line. So that'll work well for him. He's got a Braum to support him in the bottom lane as well. And so top lane, they're actually waiting the entire champ select, even though they know they're fighting a Jax, to pick Spontexx as champion here.
Yeah, I'm like, if he's going for that Thresh, that's crazy because Thresh is actually Lunette's not Thresh. Blitz is Lunette's most played champion, and I think that might be why they're ThunderBot.
Yeah.
No.
Lightning Robot, yeah, why not?
Very close, but he has a 74% win rate in ranked 5s.
That's true, yeah.
He has so many wins on that. 47-17 is his record with that, but they already locked in Braum for him. They were hovering over that just to give him a little bit of a tip of the hat.
Little did you know, it was actually top lane Braum the whole time.
Jungle Braum. We've seen that.
Jungle Braum, we saw that in China. They didn't really mean to do it. They banned Silent Accident and then had to grab Braum away from their opponents. And, at least they still won, so whatever. Now to make the last few choices, though, Spontexx, top 16 in in solo queue and challenger. So you got to know, he would feel confident playing as Prothana. It's like, okay, make your choice. What do you want to run here? And these guys are about to run a very ham composition. Malphite top lane, Jarvan jungle, Ziggs in mid, Braum for follow-up as well. This is a very aggressive team.
A big part of this, too, is that all of playing Ducks is just physical damage right now. They have a little bit on the Jax, just a minute amount
there you go.
on the Yasuo, just a tiny bit on sweeping. But that's about it. Like otherwise, they have to rely.
Probably more than what you're gonna get from sweeping.
That's true. After they'd have to rely on a little bit of the denting blows.
Yeah, it's like
last
you
breath.
You have ways around it.
Looking for the attack speed slow is really what's going to be a big thing here from Spontexx, getting into the back line if he can line it up. They're going to be stacking armor here, most likely on ThunderBot Sparta. It's a very tanky lineup.
Sure.
With a threat of a Ziggs and a Lucian, which have wave clear in their kits, so they'll stop you from sieging, and they can siege you as well.
So that's going to be the fun one, is to look at how well can you outplay with Jinx. Like, Jinx is one of the worst AD carries for fighting a Malphite, and that is difficult. Now, that said, there are multiple guys to target, and this is the cool thing, is that even though Malphite is good against every one of those champions individually, Jax up until the point where he outscales you, but the first like 25 minutes, Malphite's pretty good there. Good against Yasuo at all times because he can't really kill you, and again, you've got the slows, you've got the armor stack. Jinx, because she can't dodge the unstoppable force. But who are you going to hit? Which one are you going to? Because the other two are going to go fight.
They're all pretty squishy too, except for Jax.
Yeah, they are all fairly squishy. Yeah. I mean, and so then it becomes an interesting game, sort of which lanes are ahead, which lanes are behind. Right? We saw in the last game, Caitlyn was behind, so they stacked MR, and they were okay aside from against turrets, and that was a pretty reasonable way to go about this. In this case, of course, you can just buy armor every time, but Spontexx, I really think it's on him. Who do you ult? Who do you CC? And who's going to be strong from playing Ducks?
And Prothana actually starts with the Crystalline Flask because he knows he's going to be taking harass in that top lane from Spontexx. And can Prothana continue to just scale and use this Crystalline Flask to his advantage? I think even if they stack armor, Yasuo has just so much of a comeback mechanic with his last breath. They can shred through all that bonus armor and make it so that he's still very relevant despite the stacking.
Absolutely. And of course, again, you're also going to look to hit guys like Ziggs and Lucian. I mean, keep in mind, Flay can hit multiple targets, and of course, Vi's going to pick someone with R. So, I mean, Avenue just has to, like, kill ShlaYa, and it's like, well, Sean's not going to do that much damage, so who really cares? And that's a real consideration here. Lunette and No going to chill towards the bottom side here. Ooh, they are going to try to cheese the front brush. I like this. They do not get spotted as they go through. No is going to trinket try brush and walk back out.
Yep, just defensive line coming out here for both sides in terms of wards. Every ward except for Avenues has been used.
But it really depends on how much information is given, because all the wards from playing Ducks are defensive.
They're all shallow.
Yeah, they're all fairly shallow, and so they watch for invades. Of course, there aren't any. These guys do not know lane matchups. They don't necessarily know jungle starts.
Oh, they're actually going to 4v0 this, or actually lane swap it for playing Ducks. Well, they don't want to go into the Lucian Braum. Well,
here's the thing, though. This is actually a chance for ThunderBot Sparta to get a 3-buff start, because they actually started on the greedy side of the map, just the top laner and jungler together. ShlaYa should have the push lead over Avenue. They could go red to red and win that.
Ooh, they're not showing in playing Ducks in the top lane until it's past the point where Malphite can't share the red experience.
We don't want to share the first buff anyway, though. You want to get level 2 to your jungler. It's actually, yeah, Satan is level 2, so Prothana did back off on some of that one. But now he will rejoin as they go for the Wraith camp here. They ping away to say, hey, make sure these buffs are safe, but looks like they will not punish this, and playing Ducks will get their red buff soon.
Yep, no invade. Instead, they're into the pushing game right now. And this is really just who plays it slightly better than the other, who makes a strange move and the other team doesn't react to it appropriately. Because right now, vision is going to be very scarce. Trinkets are not up for a couple more seconds. After these buffs are up, when are you placing your wards? Is there a gank middle? We've seen it sometimes. Or do they just go straight to the bottom? They go top, they just let the lanes do what they're going to do. Because right now, actually, playing Ducks isn't in as great a position because they could get 4v2'd down bottom.
They absolutely can, and look at this. You've got the guys nearby. Is that the risk here? Looks like Dragon's going to be the attempt. No, Spontexx And Sean's, they put some trinkets down, and they're going to start this one up with the attack speed buff from the flag. Zirene and Prothana are around. They will hold the bottom lane farm. They will not see teams rotate, but they've got it. They can easily assume Dragon's being done.
They're going to go ahead and soak that experience, get the CS down bottom. 1 CS on Spontexx compared to the 11 now on Prothana, the 12. Actually
925 gold Dragon.
Quite meaningful here. Yeah, 600 gold advantage for ThunderBot Sparta. TP up top. Now Spontexx is going to try his luck in this 2-on-1.
Well, this is the interesting thing, though, of course. They just saw the jungler and top laner holding the bot turret right there after they finished their jungle route. So Spontexx will be able to fairly faithfully hold XP on this one. Looks like there's really no risk for him right now, of course, with people off the map soon. We might have to consider this one once again. Looks like Sage will push him away from XP for a short time, but hey, if Spontexx can get some items in, get some levels, get that level 6, that's a big deal.
Well, now they have about an 800 gold advantage now for ThunderBot Sparta. But what do they do with it? Are they going to wait for that 7-minute mark, buy some wards for themselves, ward up the buffs, continue the snowball? But right now...
Well, the cool thing is they hit breakpoints sooner. They hit breakpoints about a minion wave sooner in every single roll.
And now Sean's actually up top. No red buff, though, so he doesn't have sticking power if he were to engage. He's just there for moral support.
They're going to push the wave out.
Can't give a dragon either.
Well, the problem is there was a freeze building. You saw how big this minion wave was from ThunderBot Sparta. Now, you can still do it with Sage and Shantou if they just kind of dance back and forth and don't kill too many of these. And that's the case. You can see they're waiting around. Sage will eventually kill the cannon minion, but there's still a freeze available, which means they have to push one more wave and get that to hit the turret.
Meanwhile, Zirene trying to counter jungle, get what he can out of it.
That's a good play. I mean, you're seeing that Prothana is able to hold on to this 1v2. 15 CS on this Jax. He's doing just fine. I mean, honestly, Playing Ducks are getting the better deal in this 2-on-2. Like, okay, cool, Jarvan pushes the wave again, and Playing Ducks still able to freeze it.
Jarvan.
And the thing is, at this point, like, if Vi ganks top, they could theoretically push down Sean's.
It's true.
One good hook and he's gone.
Now the junglers are just trying to get experience. Trying to get to a point that they actually do a fight. Look at that. About half HP now for both members of ThunderBot Sparta in the top lane. If Sage lands a hook, he's actually not even going to throw it out. He wants to keep the pressure.
Well, they broke the freeze, though. That's the important thing.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're going to stay safe, backing out in this one. And now this top lane is going to push. Spontexx has quite some time, of course. Now it's a 4-minute teleport cooldown if you TP to a turret. So you got to keep that in mind. The mid lane going pretty equal. Both are 6, which is a worry here. And in fact, Avenue doing a nice job to actually hold a minion lead there.
He's actually maxing Q first instead of E, so he's not looking for the mobility. And
he's not fighting, he's wave clearing.
Exactly. Looking to just try and clear on the Ziggs, who, as you can see right there, used the ultimate to clear instead of taking a whole bunch of damage. He has to back, he's out of mana.
Yeah, well, ShlaYa's going to go ahead and get closer and closer to the Morellonomicon. We'll see if he goes towards the Zhonya's first.
Wow.
Or if he goes for the Codex.
This turret is taking a lot of damage, and Jinx is just pushing it down. Shantou doing a great job. If they can take this turret and then lane swap it back, Playing Ducks will have an advantage.
That would be incredibly impressive. And so far, it's going quite nicely for these guys. Playing Ducks actually have brought in the gold back to a 400 difference. So even though there was a 900 gold dragon picked up earlier in the game, and no kills to speak of at all, just in terms of minion farm, great stuff by Playing Ducks.
Yeah, all of their lanes are actually ahead in CS right now by about 10. Except for their jungle.
That's okay. Because Sean's was like holding top lane for a while Zirene was like counter-junking the white and stuff, which is worth way more gold, so. Not exactly sad about that if you're Playing Ducks. There's the recall. Should easily have BF sword at this point. I think he's waiting for ambient gold. Yeah, there we go. Double Doran's BF, pretty standard opening. Potion as well. Actually undoes the potion. Weird. There we go, bought it again.
Does it again?
Whatever. He was deciding if he wanted it or not. Decided he did.
Decides to go back down bottom. They don't lose a turret for Playing Ducks. The freeze has been something that No has been trying to do, and they've made a pretty good wave for themselves, but now it's going to start pushing.
Yeah, it will just a little bit there. You're seeing the cannon about to fall over, and so this is going to be a place of gold soon for Playing Ducks. And, well, great. They've set their 80 carry back there, and you can see the item difference as well. Double Doran's plus Vamp is a very surprising set of items there. I don't think you need the second Dorms when you go for that one, but it looks like Nona will go for the Ruin King build. Satane wants to counter juggle the blue buff. It looks like he can, but there's a ward there. Who's going to win the smite there? Gets it for Satane.
Ooh, he smited a little one.
Yeah, Sean smited late. He was spamming the D key, and it's like, oh, that's the other one left over there under the cursor. So well done. Sean's level 6 with a blue buff steal. It's going to hurt ShlaYa quite a bit.
Now, actually, in the top lane, Spontexx is caught up in CS now. Granted, there's more in this wave for Prothana, and now Prothana is actually, because he has those levels and his ultimate, he's in a better place now because he was Jax. Didn't want to have to deal that early laning phase against the Malphite. But
there is a window right now, actually. Unfortunately for ThunderBot Sparta, their jungler's in the wrong spot. This is a low health Jax that you could easily die with a Malphite. Spontexx back in lane. Again, there's room for Jarvan to do this.
Has to go into the
bot lane.
tier 2 turret. Walk that one out.
Yeah.
Oh, here goes the hook. Both junglers are bottom, though.
Vi is around a 3-on-3. Slow goes on a Shuntao. Forced to flash away for that one. Lots of CC spammed right there. Now Sean's forced to flash away. Satane takes a stun. Half HP there on him. Nono puts some good damage down. Lunette forced one away. Nothing ultimately earned for that fight.
Avenue was making his way down as well, so disengaging it from ThunderBot Sparta was the right idea.
Absolutely was, and they're going to be okay with this one. Avenue going to miss just a little bit of CS, but nothing too bad. Going to dash through some minions and stay okay. Satane, level 7, is a level up on Sean's here. Lizard Elder should be soon.
This top lane is something that I want to watch very closely because this matchup typically goes for Malphite early, then Jax will take it over once he gets a couple items. But right now, he had a better lane swap. He was able to get more CS out of it, and now he's up by about 10, maybe even a little more once he gets this wave. And he's actually not going to use his TP. He's holding on to it.
Going to walk back. I mean, Dragon is back up, so teleport's an important cooldown there. Sean's going to clear away a pink ward. Satane shows up. Can't do much for it. Actually, Dunk goes through. Satane's going to have to flash away from that one. Does so. Naka comes through, though.
Oh.
Big ulti as well. Satane's now out of health. Could this earn them the Dragon?
It's really big. Satane will have to give up his life if he contests the Dragon in a steal attempt. He doesn't have a flash out, and he would use his Vault Breaker to get in.
Well, there's a ward on the ground. Playing Ducks knows about this. This is the big fight to watch for. Lunette gets hooked in on top of some traps as well. Satane goes in. Big damage comes through, and Lunette will fall. First blood goes to Avenue. Playing Ducks winning that battle, and out they go.
Even with the really low health Satane, they're able to pick up. Yeah, they're able to pick up Lunette, who was just a little too far forward. And a great hook, great synergy there between that bot.
Absolutely great hook. And the burst came out, so nicely done there. Maybe gets pushed out, but not too much earned. So Playing Ducks now up 1,400 gold. Great play by these guys so far. Jax continuing to do very well. Did burn his teleport for that fight, but worth it overall. However, there's a big wave coming up to the top lane if Spontexx wants to hold it. However, they realize that Dragon's being contested one more time. Playing Ducks starting this one up.
Really fast.
Big damage comes through. If Jarvan can get there in time, looks like he cannot, though. And that is a Dragon making it now almost 3,000 gold. Hook lands. Not going to go for it.
A wise decision there. Had no idea where everybody else was. Decided not to take it. Now, in the bottom lane, though, BF Sword versus Vamp Scepter is what we're up against right now.
Yeah. Still, Nono has not gotten any new items, and he should be able to buy Cutlass very easily if he wants it. That's still the assumed buy for him, but it'll take some time. 13 minion deficit is a real deficit. You're seeing plenty of gold on this guy, actually.
Yeah.
Surprised.
Shuntao has a lot as well.
Yeah, he's got the other pieces of items, but it's 2250, I believe, from this mark to finish Infinity Edge. So if he wants to wait 500 gold, then he can just one-shot that item.
Ideally, that's what you want, because Nono's just going to come back with pretty much a Bilgewater Cutlass, and then you'll still have a little bit of an advantage over him in just an all-out fight.
Cutlass Dagger, normal build. That's what we expect to see in this one. I expect Youmuu's next. You could do Ayat as well. Youmuu's tends to be the build we see. Sean's right now level 6 on... Still actually level 6. Actually, he's been level 6 for a long time there. He was that like 3 minutes ago. Finally 7 onto himself. Equal level to the bot lane. That's when you know he's behind.
Yeah, and Satane just hit 8 off of that, so he's a full level ahead at this point in the game. Also has his Lizard Elder completed, whereas Sean's does not. He's back now, most likely to actually finish that item so he can continue getting gold off of the passive.
That is remarkably slow. That actually does not spell good things right now for ThunderBot Sparta. They have gotten aside from that early Dragon, though, it's the only move I've seen go well for these guys right here. Everything else has been a great move by playing Dux. Satan now sneaking to the top lane there. Spontexx does not know about this. He's got no turret to run to, and the wave's pushing down as well.
Yep, he's actually not going to follow it up. Satan snuck into that second bush. Or sneaked into.
Snuck? I think so.
I think I've heard before that it's not a thing.
Snuck? That's fine.
It might just be my brain.
That's true. It's okay. We're gonna be all right. It doesn't really mean too much. This is not the grammar lesson cast anyway. Yeah. Bottom lane, we're gonna take some damage. Edge does come through now for Shantou at 14 minutes. Great clip there. Ulti comes through to wave clear a little bit. Lose a couple of minutes. I think he got the cannon actually. And this turret looks like it will still fall down. They'll take the last few shots and they're gonna stay safe. And there we go. Gold comes through. And back to 1,600 gold difference for these guys. Not too bad.
And he does get the IE completed in one go for Shantou.
Yeah.
So that was what he was looking for. Satan, he's actually going to miss Spontexx.
Ooh.
And they're getting converged on right now. They have a lot of gap closers. Where's the Malphite?
There's the dunk in, the knock up there for Saze as well. He does not have flash anymore. Ziggs ulti comes by, big damage, but Spontexx is under the turret, and he goes down. Playing Dux secure that one. Very well played.
Great collapse by playing Dux onto the hooked Malphite. And meanwhile, Prothana gets to do what he does best, split pushing.
And that Jax is going to get really big uncontested there. The roams from Spontexx have not worked. He roamed for that second dragon around 10-ish minutes. Just let Jax TP into it, and playing Dux won that fight. He roams bot lane here for this engage. Goes for the ulti. Can't convert it. Another kill given up. And it's just more farm going through. ShlaYa now in a bad spot. Ulti is being burned on all sides. Satchel charge, though. Can he get out? Looks like yes. Ignite will not quite claim him. Good escape for 2 ultis.
Very, very close. Sub 100 HP on ShlaYa. They're able to just pick him up. Very close to, but they stacked their CCs.
So beautiful stuff. Now it's going to be them staying safe. The attempted dive's not quite working on either side in this case. The jungle dive's really not meaning much in the gank situations, but so far still it's playing Dux having better team fighting when it comes down to it. 3,000 gold puts them in the lead. Pretty decent margin for this point in the game. Top lane turret taking a lot of damage and a lot of minions being dropped away as well. ShlaYa about to lose that turret.
Ooh, very, very close. Prothana could just walk up and give that a little love tap and it's gone. Give his team a little bit more advantage. They're already at about a 3k gold advantage. Dragon's up about 90 seconds. And right now, the items they've accumulated for themselves, they're doing pretty well. They're doing really well right now. Prothana actually goes straight for the Sheen. He has the Bilge Water for the sustain. Doesn't complete Blade of the Ruined King. Instead, starts going for the Trinity Force.
I think it's a good build. I like that. Getting the burst out is one of the better things for Jax there. Trying to get attack speed items to work against Malphite, going to be a bit difficult. So, yeah, I like that choice. I think it's smart here in this matchup. We're seeing ThunderBot Sparta, though, saying, you know what, the gank play hasn't been working, but Malphite ulti's back up. Let's look for the dive on the mid lane turret. Vi ult's back up at about 10 seconds. Smite goes down to the cannon minion. They can't quite find their way in, and of course PD are there to defend, so no dives available.
Seeing what Avenue can do with his last breath ultimate. He does actually need to back. He's sitting on a decent amount of gold. Has the static shiv completed, which is a really good item for Yasuo to start with. Pretty much standard.
Yeah.
But once he gets that 2-item power spike, see what he does with it. Definitely one of the best mid laners right now.
Oh yeah, he's pretty heavily sought after. It's interesting because he's really good, but I know we talked about this a little bit earlier. There's so many good mid lane picks right now. That I think it's the widest sort of top tier pool where you're like, when you're like completely unsurprised to see the champion picked, you're like, oh yeah, any one of these like 14 is like totally normal. The other roles are a bit more constrained right now.
Yeah, top lane's one of the other ones too, where you have a lot of wiggle room in terms of your picks.
Yeah, you've got like a good 10 where you're unsurprised. Like Malphite's a little bit surprising.
Yeah, that one's a little bit surprising. I was actually surprised it wasn't conjunction with a Yasuo.
Yeah, true, but Yasuo was...
But they wanted it for the counter on the attack speed slow and to get into that back line and get to Jinx. Now, Dragon being started off by TBS. They're behind right now. This is the steal.
Oh, he gets it. Look at that one. Satan with the swagger. Nicely done.
Goes in, has a little help from Sazed. Gets himself out.
It's that S synergy.
Yeah. Three of them have S's in the start of their name.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Satane, Shantou, and Sazed. Avenue, Prothana, they can go do their own thing.
That's fine. They're not as important. As you can see, no assist in either one. Clearly not team players.
Yes, obviously. They're,
yeah. They're solo laners. They don't even do teamwork.
Avenue has been doing a good job of showing up to the fights, though, or at least making his way towards the fights when they start. Every time there was a big fight down bottom, you could see him get there, and he actually would have arrived on time, actually sooner than ShlaYa had. There was that one where he showed up at the Tier 2 turret and helped take out Malphite, and he was right in time for that one. His reactions to map movement are really good.
Done a great job overall. I gotta say, playing Ducks they definitely look very, very strong. Once again, this team lost to the 3rd place team in Summer 1. Like, that's a pretty good pedigree to come from. Be like, oh no, we only lost to the top 3 challenger team. Like, then you're seeing them, still be very, very strong, and they're gonna look to make their way into the quarterfinals. They're gonna win this game. Blue buff steal comes through successfully. Zig's ulti, not gonna find that in time.
Yeah, and with their new member Prothana in the top lane, what can he do for them? Can he open up new avenues for them? Can he make it so that their path up challenger is easier? Higher skill cap ceiling? Because Shantou reminds me a lot of Zai's that we just saw, where he will carry the game if he's allowed to, and he has great support at his back that knows his playstyle and facilitates for him.
So he's doing a very good job defending. He actually plays more of the defensive types as well. The Morgana, the Thresh, big ones for him to keep the Shantou safe, despite playing Campus going to see for like Ziggs, or not Ziggs, Jinx. Not a champ we see a ton, but I think she does very well with the Infinity Edge changes.
Here's the thing is, Shantou, he loves Jinx. He played it 3 of his 4 games that we saw him in the first Challenger Series, and he played it in the round of 8, or round of 20 yesterday.
And he's a big Jinx player.
I think he just loves taking down turrets quickly.
He's good at it. When you pick Jinx, you press Q, or don't press Q as the case may be. Things die pretty quickly, and
you press Control Q, just level it up.
I actually bind to Alt Q, so.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. That's actually what it originally was in beta. And so when we swapped them around in like late 09, I was like, nope, keeping them. So I'm hipster like that. So whatever. Control Q is self-cast for me.
Oh really? I do opposite.
Oh yeah. Well,
I'm standard.
One of us is Diamond 1. Sorry, that came out of nowhere. No, they're trying to hold on as best he can. Is going towards Youmuu's second. Back on topic with the itemizations going on. Shantou has not bought in a while. He's got pretty close to PD at this point, I would assume. Yeah, 1600. Okay, he's got Zeal and a dagger. It's most of the way. Got 1,000 since then. And honestly, here's the thing: is like playing Ducks. Their siege is garbage, first of all, because their team is basically 4 melee, and a Jinx, which is all right. But like, they have so much good late game. It's like you can just split both Jax like the entire game, and like life's gonna be happy. So we might see them just take plenty of time and just play around dragons. And hey, 50 minutes, they'll be too strong to lose.
Yeah, that's true. It would be really, really hard to break that and to get in. But playing Ducks with that whole melee comp, aside from Shantou, you can see right now they can't really contest these. They're using Prothana to just try and split push.
It's a better trade.
But where's their wave player?
Well, they don't have a whole lot. There's no... there we go. The engage comes in. There's the dive on in. Can they get the spite? Of course, the 4v5 with the TP in from Jack. ShlaYa is going to get the kill first picked up. Lunette trying to run away, but here comes Jax in, and he's going to find one. Braum goes down. It's going to be Jarvan trying to run. Spontexx trying to run as well, but he is a very tanky man. Can they make this happen? Spontexx, a couple hits from dead. The flash, the zap gets blocked, but No still goes down to Shantou, making that 2-1. And the better turret trade.
Very hectic team fight there. Prothana teleported in during the entire affair and is able to use his leap strike, flash, and have the counter strike go off on the back line for the stuns. Really big play there with the Wombo combo, and the start off there by Satane played right into the hands of the melee comp by getting under their turret.
And look at that, they're gonna get melee tier 2, or sorry, mid tier 2 as well for this one. So playing Ducks, absolutely playing great on this one. They go up a kill, but who cares? 7.6 thousand gold lead. This is going to be a lot of power spikes.
Yeah, they can start setting up for this dragon, which is up in a minute. There's actually complete control of this area by TBS because they have so many wards here, but they aren't really deep enough. They have great pink ward control from PD. They can go a little further with it right now. Set themselves up to get that next dragon because it's going to be a big one.
That is going to be big. 55 seconds, so time to go to buy up, get your spikes, be all ready to go with this one. Ruin King does come through for Avenue.
8k gold advantage now.
Yeah.
We're going to look at that again. Watch the Wombo combo here. It looks like it gets wind wall.
Oh, wow.
Backline, only lock up one, but boom. Super Mega Death Rocket across everybody. The flash out from Avenue. But look at this. Prothana flash after Leap Strike to get to Lunette with the stun, hitting multiple members, and then they end up getting Spontexx eventually by using Shantou. And oh, actually, no, they get no, that's right.
Yeah. ShlaYa was actually out of mana that
blocking the zap.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it was, nice to be there for the teamwork. But I gotta say, so ShlaYa, blue buff being stolen all game. Merlinamaka instead of Athenes, because he's fighting AD mid laner. I understand it. Out of mana for that fight. You saw as they were running away, no more satchels, not a second minefield, only one bouncing bomb came out. The health bars were so low. If he had mana, that was a good fight for them. Say's now in a bit of a rough spot, taking some damage back and forth. Lunette helping to set the one up. Culling only doing so much there. Nono's got some time to go. Shiv already done for the AD carry for playing Ducks, though. And who's really going to get control of this? Spontexx is teleport, and Prothana does not, but they're not playing around that.
There's a blue buff available for ShlaYa.
Ooh.
Dragon is up, but look, they're making a move for Baron Bump from playing Ducks, and they don't give him time to complete.
So much damage from this lineup as well. Baron taking a whole bunch of damage all at once. They're trying to show up. Teleport's going to come in behind the pit, but it's still going down. Ulti comes in for Braum. Can they make it happen? There's the ult in. Baron Asher is picked up, but will they win the fight? They found a 1-for-0 so far. Damage in for Avenue is going to make that 1-for-1 actually as they trade on back. Now the knockups Avenue will go down. 2 kills picked up for ThunderBot Sparta. They lose the Baron, but can they get something off this?
It's a 2-for-1, and Baron over to playing Ducks. And now, what do they do with it with this numbers advantage? They want to siege the mid lane? Do they want to just pick up Dragon for free? Have to see, because there's no chance of a smite.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're just going to go back to Dragon, cut their losses.
ShlaYa's out of mana.
Yes.
If he had mana, they could probably take tier 2 mid, then take Dragon and recall out. They can't do that in this case. They're actually being contested a little bit, but no real chance of steal here, so that is Dragon. That actually, the gold on that is pretty equal, to be fair. It's just, hey, look, Baron buff's worth kind of a lot, so if ThunderBot Sparta plays out the Baron buff, they're okay. But still, you're seeing ShlaYa run out of mana all the time. Shantau's going to continue to outscale Nono here. A lot of those are really scary risks.
Yeah, and ShlaYa is going to get a blue buff right now, so that'll be a little bit of help to him. At the same time, he keeps using mana all the time, and against the Ziggs, where you need that to constantly wave clear, he doesn't have that option available to him. Lunette only knocks up Say's, and then the knock-up in the backline there, but Avenue does get his ultimate onto Lunette and picks that up. And the great box here for the peel out. Prothana just leaps to Say's, and they're gone.
They realized who was going to die, and everyone else pieced the heck out, because, yeah, you're going to have to in this case.
It was very close. Say's actually got the smite off right before he died.
Yeah.
He died literally half a second after the Baron did.
So close in that one. That would have been crazy if they got Baron off that as well. Then that would have been a fairly different fight, I think, because maybe Lunette actually lives in that case, and
And then you'd have mono regen for Shays.
Yeah,
for ShlaYa.
For ShlaYa. Pretty important. He's running out a lot, but top lane siege, CC on a Satan, loses half his health bar. Windwall comes out, he's going to stay safe, but this siege not likely to work very well if you lose all your health. But Prothana is split pushing. He's doing nicely. Red Elixir on him. Baron buff there as well. Chunking this turret down. No one is defending him. This turret could die.
Yeah, we talked about it in Champion Select. Very similar style to their former top laner Vanez. And he loves split pushing constantly. But he's going to be answered with 2 members right now. Doing Spontexx. Ooh.
Nothing else picked up. But look at that. Bottom lane now, it pulled so much attention that, well, guess what? Another turret goes down. Playing Ducks. Completely outplaying the map right now. Nono's trying to get some siege going. He will be able to claim this turret, but still, you're seeing still a better situation. Tier 2 bottom plus inhibitor turret for just a tier 2 mid. Better.
It's a better trade in every way possible. Cuddle with some wolves and back at the same time, where Shantou is looking for him.
Not going to find him.
Yep.
Top lane being pushed out by the Malphite of Spontexx. Has some time to go. Does have the early Frozen Heart. Randuin's is next up. Of course, he is stacking armor. Same for Sean's, who did go Sightstone, by the way, on Jarvan.
Oh, the Frozen Heart for Spontexx. He's looking for the attack speed slow from both his ground slam and that item.
This is interesting. Okay.
Oh, they're wrapping around Shantou right now. He's alone.
He's so dead. If he outplays this, it's a miracle. But there's a TP coming in for Prothana. The dive on in. There's all the spells being cast. But he's actually not going down. The knockup comes in, but Sean runs out of health, and he actually dies. Shantou is still there. The team collapses in Spontexx now, not in a good spot. In comes the Vi ulti, down he goes. Lunette has to jump to his friend. He does get over there, but the flash comes in. They might find more. Nono gets locked up. 4 kills picked up for nothing.
Wow, they tried to make a play onto Shantou, and they end up just having it blow up in their face. They lose 4 members, and now Playing Ducks can do whatever they want. They have an open inhibitor top, and they have a minion wave bottom.
Wow, this is so rough right there. Playing Ducks do an awesome 11,000, almost 12,000 gold ahead. Minion wave coming in a second there. The wave clear from Ziggs means a little bit, but there's an open inhibitor top lane. Doesn't even need minions for that one. 10 seconds to the AD carry respawn, but it's still going to be a 4-on-3 for a short time.
They have Shantou on this Jinx. They're going to be able to take this before anything happens and then just back off and push another wave.
And out they go. G5-on-4 in this one. The Lantern comes out. Avenue stays safe. And they're all kinds of wonderful. So look at this. Top inhibitor's dead. Baron's gone for the map for some time. Dragon's gone for some time, but that's all okay. It's just there's such a gold lead. They can recall for a bunch of items, and they've got super minions. This is Playing Ducks game to lose.
Yep, and they can go ahead and push this bottom lane if they want to. Do a split push with Prothana. I don't know if they will because there's teleport still on Spontexx. Spontexx is probably going to be staying top and just trying to push that out and then TPing into a fight.
That's going to be difficult. Malphite without Sunfire Cape, not the best wave clearer in the game. So that'll be something he's going to miss for some time.
And a lot of this entire advantage was just created off the fact that the laners had a better lane swap. And were able to push it, and then got more dragons for themselves on Playing Ducks. And then they played the map better with the Baron.
Yes.
They were able to just rush that Baron down. They ended up losing more members, but they did secure it. And that's why they find themselves in the situation they're in, about 12k gold up.
They're looking great. And look at this, actually, Playing Ducks just making sure they know they're ahead. So they're kind of doing insurance policies here. Guardian Angel next up for Prothana. His busy first defensive item. You're seeing 2 Hex Drinkers already there early on. Doesn't even finish the Infinity Edge.
I almost never see a Hex Drinker on
Yasuo.
a Yasuo. I typically see the IE rush after the Blade of the Ruined King or Static Shiv just so you get the 100% crit and maximum damage potential. But right now, it's not about that. It's about TBS sitting in this bush looking for a pick with a composition that isn't really made for picking.
They ping the brush, though. Lantern comes in and they spot him out.
Lanterns all day. Yep. You just see people sitting in a bush waiting for that.
Oh, very nicely done. Playing Ducks now getting
At
ready.
At the same time, they can't clear top lane. They have super minions pushing into their base.
Well, they're going to have to.
Actually looking for a flank here from Shauna.
Oh, he's going to look for it. There comes a great wind wall. The engage comes through, but nothing really found here. Spontexx is now out of cooldowns. Jinx Rocket comes by. Sean's very nearly dead. It's going to be a kill. She traded back 1-for-1 so far. Jungler's dead, and the fight continues. Prothana there, just dealing damage. Jinx cleaning up everybody. No away. Lunat is going to be going down. Prothana goes for the stun. He's going to find some more to do, and now only ShlaYa is alive. 3 versus 1. Super minions now inside the base as well. 1 turret already dead. 2nd turret to fall as well. This is going to be game 31 minutes in.
They ignored the super minion wave up top, and they just pushed into their base, got a solo turret, got the set going down to half HP, and look at that. They take the game in style there. 31 minutes for Playing Ducks.
Beautifully played with these guys. 31 minutes is a great time for them, and you talked about it. They did everything, I think, right. The lane swap, you said, went better. They played around the objectives better. The Baron out of nowhere was awesome. And they said, okay, we'll siege bottom, as we know Super Minions would close the game for us if you don't defend it. They went for a fight and won it.
And what allowed that to happen was a lot of Prothana just having that advantage from the lane swap, playing it right, and then swapping it back, being 20 CS up over Malphite. Continue to split push. He's already passed that little early game hump where he doesn't do well. Continues, gets a turret, gets a 2nd turret, gets a 3rd turret for himself, opens up the inhibitor so they can run straight there after that really chaotic team fight that was just trying to pick off Shantou, who baited them in. You said, as soon as it started, if he turns this around, it's going to be like godly, and he does.
The mirror. Yeah, I mean,
4-0.
And that was kind of the problem as well, is so I mean, I do really like how Playing Ducks played. I thought they did awesome. They look really good. I think we're going to see more good things from these guys because they're great individual players, great teamwork, great everything. ThunderBot Sparta seemed to be playing slowly, like they weren't keeping up with the game. So one thing to keep in mind is they had only 2 damage threats, and Nono was behind. So they had 1.5 damage threat. In fact, they had 1 damage threat because Ziggs was out of mana half the time. So there actually wasn't real damage output for the team. Theoretically, it's there. Theoretically, you know, Ground Slam, Malphite ult, Ziggs drops bombs, that works out. But and a low scaling AD carry build who never got any damage off. And so when you saw like the catch onto Shantou earlier, it was like, well, Malphite doesn't do any damage.
Yeah.
And Jarvan doesn't do any damage. And Braum didn't even join the fight. And then, okay, we turned it around. By the way, you guys are all dead. And so the big front line without a real damage threat behind it, that the comp doesn't work. And then you talked about the split pushing as well, coming out of Prothana. Like, he got top inhibitor turret for nothing.
Yeah.
He just hit it the entire time and was, oh, there's a Jax over there. And that's very, very slow, and that's really unfortunate to see for ThunderBot Sparta.
Yeah, and ThunderBot Sparta, they did play one of the longest games of the round of 20, and they seem to struggle there as well. Yeah. So maybe they'll come back in the spring.
Yeah.
But we do see that playing Ducks, they do deserve to go on. They played about a 31-minute game there. Had a really good showing all throughout. Avenue, once again, Shantao carrying the team, 3-0-10, and the probates at the end there.
Heck, why not?
And Shantao and Seist had 100% kill participation in that game. They're involved in every kill that happened, just being very present, being very aware, and actually pulling a lot of aggro into their lanes.
Yep. And turning it around really nicely. So great play by those players as well. Now, of course, that's going to be it for Summer 2 Round of 10 play-in, but the Round of 8 begins in 2 weeks, and that's when we start playing best of 3s. The Summer 1 champions H2K Gaming will take on GG Call Nash in the first quarterfinal games on July 10th. And then 2 of today's winners will avoid the top seeds for another round when Forever Zenzig goes up against SK Gaming Prime on July 11th.
The quarterfinals continue on July 17th when Ocelots Gamers 2 goes up against Playing Duck in a best-of-3 matchup. Then on July 18th, Ninjas in Pajamas takes on Unicorns of Love.
Going to be a bunch of fun, but of course there's more LCS action coming your way before then. Tomorrow, the North American LCS kicks off Summer Week 6 when Team Solo Mid takes on Counterlogic Gaming, and then Complexity goes up against Cloud9.
And after that, Evil Geniuses battles Team Curse, and Dignitas goes head-to-head with LMQ. It all begins at 9 p.m. Central European Summer Time, 12 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time.
And so with that, we reach the end of our time together tonight. But before we go, I want to say thanks again to our friends at Coca-Cola. And now for myself, Zirene, and the entire live broadcast crew, thanks for watching. Good night, and GG.